Hello, everybody. Welcome back after SIMCAT 7. We are back with a few quick approaches. Stop recording whenever you need to read a question. So here we begin. The first is the second question. Now, a circle and two triangles are given. The center is at O. That means we can see that OA is the radius, OB is the radius, OC and OD are the radii, all four radii. Now this is a right angle triangle, which quickly gives us AB as R root 2. It's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So R root 2. Right? And then of course we'll need to calculate the length of the chord CD. First, let's understand what the question is. The question says find the absolute difference between the areas of the triangles AOB and COD. Now, what is the area of a triangle? A right angle triangle? Half leg 1, leg 2. So AOB is a right angle triangle. Half leg 1 and leg 2 are the radii. So half RR, half R square. This is the area of the triangle AOB. What the area of the triangle is COD? We'll use the equation half AB sine theta. Half AB sine theta. A and B half side. That means we'll have half OC and OD. That is the radius. So again half R square sine of 120. Which is nothing but sine of 60, and that is root 3 by 2. Now we need to find this difference. So taking R square by 2 common, R square by 2 common, we have 1 minus root 3 by 2. Again, taking the LCM here, we have R square by 2 into 2 minus root 3 by 2. Or we can now directly write it 2 as 4. So this is what we need. This is what has to be calculated. Now, how do we calculate? We'll go back. We'll try to find the area. We'll try to find the radius somewhere. And how do we find the radius? Something is given about the perimeter. The difference of the perimeters of the two triangles is mentioned. Now, observe. The two triangles, in the two triangles, OA is the radius, OB, OC, OD. These are the four radii. So there's no difference. All four are the same. So the perimeter has no change if I consider OA-OB in one triangle and OC-OD in the OC-OD in the other triangle. The radius difference in the radius is the difference of the two chords CD and AB. So I need CD minus AB. Now let's calculate CD. Draw a perpendicular to the chord here. This becomes 60 degrees. So this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. If the hypotenuse of this triangle is R, this base here becomes R by 2. And the half chord CD becomes R by 2 into root 3. So the full chord CD becomes R by 2 into double. So R root 3. R root 3. And AB we already got R root 2 from the 45, 45, 90 triangle. And we need this to be subtracted. So we can write R into root 3 minus root 2. And this is given in the data as 2 into under root 2 plus root 3. Remember, there is a root under the root. And then we are multiplying by root 3 minus 2. So simple, this gets cancelled out. See why they gave you something that looks so frightening? So our radius is simply 2 into root of 2 plus root 3. We need R square. So find the square. 2 square 4. And root of this part gets cancelled because of the square. We have 2 plus root 3. Replace this value of R square here. So we have 4 into 2 plus root 3 multiplied by 2 minus root 3 upon 4. And the wonderful 4 gets cancelled out. 2 plus root 3 into 2 minus root 3. And that simply is 1. The correct answer is option B. 1. Option B. Okay, next question. Read again carefully. ABC together can do it in 5 days. All of them working together in 5 days. Now, A begins the work alone and works for 4 days. So, A has worked for 4 days. This is 4 days. Now, after that, what happens? B and C as a team together work for 4 more days. Same 4 days. And then C also leaves and then B completes the rest of the work in 3 more days. Now this is 4 days and 4 days. Now it doesn't matter whether A, B, C have worked together as a team or A has worked separately for 4 days and B and C separately for 4 days. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, we can say that they together have worked for 4 days. A, B, C have worked for 4 days. That means they have worked for 4 out of the 5 days. They would have completed 4/5 of the work here. 4/5 of the work is completed here, which means 1/5 of the work is completed by B in the 3 days. 1/5 of the work is completed by B in 3 days. We can then say the work can be completed by B in 15 days. Alone, B would be able to do it in 15 days. And again, understood, they have not asked you for A and C separately. They've asked you for combined A and C together. So we have two teams, you can think of it. A team A and C and a team B. And of course, the combined team A, B and C. So we have together 5 days, all 5 days, and alone team B in 15 days. So what time would team A and C take? A very simple approach, 15 for B, 5 combined, and the difference between 15 and 5 is 10. That makes it 7.5 days. Simply 7.5 days. That's your answer. Option A, 7.5 is your answer. A frightening question in algebra. A frightening question looks very difficult or lengthy. Yes, it is difficult and lengthy. But there's an approach. There's a better approach. I'm not saying this is difficult. I'm saying it's difficult, but there's a better approach. If this is true for all the values of A and B, select some good values for yourself. Be practical. Select some good values for yourself. Take A as 1, B as 1. So what is the question now? 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 raised to 4 gives you 16. 16 plus 1 plus 1 gives you 18. So it is 1 upon root 2 into root of 18. Remember, you have a root here. And root 18 is what? 3 root 2. And you require, your answer required is 3. Your option should give you a 3. Put A and B as equal to 1, 1 and see which option now gives you a 3. So if I put 1 here, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 raised to 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 gives me a 5. This is a wrong option. I have 4 here also. That means 4 minus 1 gives me a 3. Looks like I have my answer. But you need to be careful sometimes. There could be two options, which very trickily they could have made two options which give you a 3 for 1, 1. If two options give you 3 for 1, 1, we'll have to change one of the values. We could have actually taken A as 0, B as 1, but 0 sometimes becomes dangerous because A multiplied by B will give you 0. It becomes independent of B. Sometimes that becomes a very dangerous situation. So don't try to avoid a 0. 1 is good enough. So option C now, I'll put A as 1, B as 1, A as 1, B as 1. So that gives me 1 plus 1 minus 1, which gives me 1. So hence it's not my answer. Option D, 1 plus 1 plus 4 plus 2. That gives me an 8, root 8. Not my answer. The only possible number option that matches is option B. That's your answer. Partnership. Now, why do you want numbers like 1,20,000? All the three people are investing something in 1,20,000, 60,000, 2,40,000. Then all of these numbers are multiples of 10,000. Simply cancel out the 4 zeros. A is investing 12, B is investing 16, and C is investing 24. Okay, we still have a 4 common. Cancel out a 4. 3, 4, and 6. The ratio of the investments is 3:6. And luckily everything sets off here, nothing bad. This is a good thing. Now A remains in the investment. A starts the business. Arjun starts with 3 and remains in for all the 12 months. Looks like B joined, Bhaskar joined after 3 months. Looks like he's going to remain there for 9 months, but there's a change in his capital. Bhaskar is there in the business for 9 months, but is not throughout with the same investment. He begins with 4, but he withdraws half of his capital 3 months after joining. He is going to be there for 9 months. He starts with 4, remains there for 3 months. And after 3 months, he withdraws half. So out of 4, he withdraws 2. And for the remaining 6 months, he will be there with an investment of just 2. Of course, we'll be adding these numbers later on. Something very similar happens to see Charan. Charan joined the business 6 months after Arjun. So Arjun started at the very beginning. Charan joins with 6, investment of 6, and looks like he's going to remain here for 6. But no, again, he's also changing his investment. Now, what is he doing? And he increases his investment by 50%. 6 will become 9. But after how many months? 2 months before the year ends, for the last 2 months. So 9 is the investment for the last 2 months. He was there for a total of 6 months. So this becomes 4 months. For the first 4 months, his investment becomes only 4. Ideally, we can start cancelling out a 3, but that could be lead to an error in haste. So let's not cancel out anything right now. Let's just simply write 3 into 12, 36. 4, 3, 12, 2, 6, 12, 12, 12, 24. 24 for Bhaskar. And 6, 4, 24. And 9 to 18, 24, 18, 42 for Charan. Luckily, their partnership ratios can still have a cancellation. We can cancel a 6. So that gives us a 6 is to 4 is to 7. 6 plus 4 plus 7 is 17. The total will be in the ratio 17. And they're asking you for the difference between Bhaskar and Charan. Bhaskar and Charan difference is 3. So the difference is 3 by 17th of the given profit, which is 4 to 5 and then 1000. Start cancelling. 17 twos are 34, remain 8, 85, 7, 7 2, not 3, sorry, 7 twos are 34, and 8, 7 fives are 85. So we have a cancellation here. 3 into 25 is 75 and K 1000. 75,000 is the answer. The difference in the profits of Bhaskar and Charan is rupees 75,000. That's the required answer. Looks like a very difficult question. A very difficult question. But sometimes if you remember a few things in a different way, a little odd way also, it helps a lot. Right? There's a ratio, the ratio of the area. So we don't need to worry about the side. Actually, we can take any side. Now let's begin with a few things, theory. How do you draw an octagon? How do you create an octagon? So in craft, I would have done something like this. I would have drawn a square. And then I would have cut off the 4 corners like this. Cutting off the 4 corners will give me an octagon, a regular octagon. So if I say the length of the side of the square is L and side of the octagon is A, what is the relation between A and L? If this is A, this is A, this is A, this much would be A by root 2. And this would also be A by root 2. This gives me A by root 2 plus A by root 2 is root 2A. So A plus root 2A is the side of the square L. After this, if I find the area of the regular hexagon, you can remember this equation also. It is 2A into root. You can write 2A, let A square will come later on, to root 2 plus 1 into A square. So we can actually write it as A into A. And this actually becomes the side of the square. So the area of the octagon is 2 times AL. AL is the side of the regular octagon, and L is the length of the square from which it has been cut off. You can say it is the length between the opposite sides. Now, what is the question? Let's label it as octagon as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So now we have an rectangle CDGH. This is the rectangle CDGH. What is the ratio of the area? Let's erase this part. We already remember now the area of the square octagon is 2AL. Now this is A and this is the length of the square L. So the length of the rectangle is AL. Length of the required rectangle is AL and the area of the rectangle is AL and the area of the octagon is 2AL. So the required ratio simply becomes 1:2. Option B is the right answer. Remember a lot of data from here. Understand what is the relation between A and L and remember the area for the regular octagon. I am rewriting the area of a regular octagon is 2 into root 2 plus 1 into A square. And you can rewrite it as 2AL. L is the side of the square from which it has been created. And you can think of it as AL is the area of this rectangle. A wonderful thing. Right? Okay. So the 13th question now. Find the value of this. It is one. This is a comma for the. This is not y raised to y dash or something. It's the comma for the language. 1 upon x minus 1 upon y. That's what we need to find. I'll rewrite the very easy question. Understand this concept. 18 raised to x is equal to 2 raised to y. And I'll rewrite 729 as 9 cube. Now, why did I create it as 9? I could have written it as 27 square also. But 9 into 2 is 18. 2 multiplied by 9 is 18. This is the relation of the bases. What will be the relation of the powers? Very simple. The power of 2 is y. So, I write 1 upon y. The power of 9 is 3. So, plus 1 upon 3. And that is equal to the power 1 upon the power of 18, which is x. Take the y, 1 upon y on the other side. So we have 1 upon 3 is equal to 1 upon x minus 1 upon pi. The answer is 1 upon 3. That is the required answer. Option B is the right answer. A very easy concept. Remember this concept. If the bases are 2 into 9 is equal to 18, 1 upon power of 2 plus 1 upon power of 9 will be equal to 1 upon power of 18. And this can be applied even if there are more bases. It can be like a raised to x is equal to b raised to y is equal to c raised to z is equal to d raised to, let's write w is equal to e raised to, let's say, not write an x, let's write a t here. And suppose we have d into e is equal to a into b into c. Then we'll write 1 upon the power of d, w, plus 1 upon power of e, which is t, will be equal to 1 upon power of a, x, plus 1 upon power of b, plus 1 upon power of c. Remember this. This concept can be used for any number of numbers. But only thing is, we should know the relation between the bases. Okay. Where do you start? From B. B is 35. After the changes, the ratio of the numbers resultant is 2:3:4. So let's first focus on A and B only. Because B is given, let's find something to do with A and B. So A is your first number, B is 35. We are first adding 1/4 of A, 1/4 of A. When you add 1/4 of A would become 5/4A, and the next number B will become B plus A/4. Now we are multiplying the first number by, we are decreasing the first number by 1/5. So it becomes 4/5. And that means it becomes A again. What are we doing to the second new number? The second new number is decreased by 1/4. It becomes 3/4. And these two new numbers are now in the ratio 2:3. So this by 2 is equal to this by 3. So the 3 cancels out. We can transfer this 4 onto the right hand side, left hand side. 4A by 2 gives us 2A is equal to 35 plus A by 4. 2A minus A by 4 gives us 7A by 4 is equal to 35, which gives us A is equal to 20. Our first number is 20. B already is 35. All we need now is to find C. The final value is a plus c. That is what is the question. So let's find c now. The first number we know is 20. The third number is c. We are first increasing both the numbers by 5. We know that finally a is going to become a, but for some time let's continue writing. So a will become 25. We have to add 5 and c plus 5 here. We are reducing the first number by 1/5. So a again becomes 20. And this number, the third new number, is now decreased by 1/3. It becomes 2/3. It becomes 2/3 of c plus 5. And these two new numbers are now in the ratio 2:4, or we can say 1:2. So we have 20 is equal to c plus 5 by 3. C plus 5 is equal to 60 and c is equal to 55. A was 20, c was 55. A is 20. We have already found A as 20, C as 55, and hence the required answer is 75. 75 is to be entered as the right answer. Another difficult looking question from algebra. Not very difficult if we have thorough with algebra, but another approach. Again, if this is true for all the values of x, AB, all the values of AB, the average of this is this. Now we already know the average of A and B is A plus B by 2. The average of A and B is A plus B by 2. That means this should be equal to A plus B by 2. Instead of solving, let's go by options. Let's go by options. The only problem could be option D. Option D is a very dangerous option. More than one of the above. We'll have to try all the options. And again, I'm saying this is a dangerous situation, but let's see what happens. First, let's try to put x is equal to -2. So we have -2 square. We can simplify also, but see, the only difference here is x square plus 2x, x square plus 2x, x square plus 2x, x square plus 2x, and plus 1 here. So let's calculate x square plus 2x. X square plus 2x. -2 square is 4. 4 plus 2 into -4 is -4. That becomes 0. X square plus 2x becomes 0. So we'll simply have a raised to 1. This becomes a raised to 1 plus b raised to 1 upon a raised to 0 plus b raised to 0, which means 1 plus 1. Anything raised to 0 is 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. Then that is correct. So first option is correct. Now don't be hasty. Option D says more than one of the above. Now this is actually a very dangerous situation. More than one of the above doesn't mean it has to be one of these three, two of these three, or all three of these. It could have been something other than these also. That's why I'm saying this is a very dangerous situation. Let's try -1. If I put x as -1, -1 square is 1, and 2 into -1 is -2, which gives us -1. Now what do we get here? -1. So if I put the values of that, we have a raised to -1 plus 1 plus b raised to -1 plus 1 upon a raised to -1 plus b raised to -1. This gives you a raised to, this is 0, this is 0, so this becomes 1 plus 1, 2. 2 upon 1 upon a plus 1 upon. And this is not what we want. This is not a plus b by 2. So 1 minus 1 is not possible. Let's try now 0. If x is taken as 0, our equation simply becomes what? Let me erase all of this. So let's try to put x as 0. If I put x as 0, this simply becomes a raised to 1. This is 0. So we have again plus b raised to 1. And a raised to 0 is 1. And b raised to 0 becomes 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. And that gives you a plus b by 2. Correct. So -2 is the correct answer. 0 is also possible. X can be -2, x can be 0, both. There might be a third value. There might be 4 more values. But now we are very safe. Although this question is dangerous, we are very safe because the question says more than one of the above. So the correct answer becomes option D. A and C both satisfy the values, the given data. So the answer becomes option D. The right answer is option D. More than one of the above. Logarithm. Not very difficult question. I'll just use one quick approach here, and I can explain it also. Now 625 is 5 raised to 4. So m becomes 4. I just write L for log, not that I'm lazy, but we don't have the time. So log 4 log 5 to the base 15. Now this is what is m. Let's replace that value here. So it is 4 plus 4 log 5 to the base 15 divided by 4 minus 4 log 5 to the base 15. The 4s will cancel out, and this becomes 1 plus log 5 to the base 15 divided by 1 minus log 5 to the base 15. Now 1 can be written as log 15 to the base 15, log 15 to the base 15. So what do we have now? This becomes log 15 plus log 5 to the base 15 will become log 75 to the base 15 divided by log 15 divided by 5 becomes 3 to the base 15. Now this is one secret here. Log to the base 15 divided by log to the base 15. Simply change 15 to 10. This is permitted. Remember, only in division like this. You can change both. If the bases are the same, you can change them to any new base. Right? So I can do it in 2 steps. So if it is 15, let's leave it as 15. Right? Let's think of it as 15. Now of course, there's a standard rule. You can rewrite this as log 75 to the base 3. Remember? And this you can then rewrite as log 75 to the base x divided by log 3 to the base x, which I'm now taking as 10. So remember, if it is log something divided by log something, and base are same, you can change the base to any new value that you like. So all we have now to do is simplify and find the answer. In the denominator, we have log 3, which is in all the 4. So all we need to do is simplify the numerator. Log 75. 75 is 3 into 25. So it is log 3 plus log 25, which is 5 square, which is 2 log 5. Ideally, this is what I would expect the option to be, log 3 plus 2 log 5. But if you see the options, log 3 is there in all the options. Numerator, we are only talking about the numerator. But log 5 is not there, we have log 2. So rewrite log 5 as 1 minus log 2. Log 3 will remain as it is, plus 2 into log 5 will now become 1 minus log 2. So it is log 3 plus 2 minus 2 log 2, which can obviously be written as log 4. 2 square, so log 4. So it is log 3 plus 2 minus log 4. So here you have a log 4, but you don't have a 2 here, so that's wrong. The correct answer is option C. Option C is the right answer. 2 plus log 3 minus log 4. That is the right answer. So how was that? Right? We'll be back with other SIMCATs as soon as they are over. Right? Work hard and stay safe. Work hard. Stay safe is important, but work hard now. You have just a few months left to get. Work hard. Put in all the things that you put in all your effort. Whatever you got in your capacity, put in all, put it on. Best of luck for the next SIMCATs.